have arrived, fellas. We're in the playoffs.
This is it, you guys.
We made it.
We made it.
We made it.
Thousands of light years away from the preseason. We have finally made it here to the playoffs. We are the Prognosticators, taking you everywhere in the football universe. Welcome back. We've taken a couple weeks off. We had no bye weeks this year.
No bye weeks.
No
Yeah.
bye week, so I just slept the entire time and recently woke up.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job. That's right. Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you had a happy holiday. You know, a lot of teams are having a very happy holiday. All the teams that made the playoffs. But for the 20 teams that didn't or lost this weekend, this is for you.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, even though you lost, it's warm and sunny.
Yeah,
Here it's cold right now.
lovely Central Florida. Tennessee Titans, even though you missed the playoffs, you added a spark to that team. There was some excitement. There were some good moments. If Marcus Mariota will ever not be questionable, you might have a chance.
Take that. Hey, Cleveland. Look, even though you lost, you won games.
Yeah.
And you're back on the map. And people want to coach for you. And people want to play for you and cheer for you. That's awesome. Good job, Cleveland.
No more ties.
Good job. Good job. New York Jets, even though you lost and not going to make the playoffs, you have one of the hottest coaching jobs available. You got Sam Darnold, you got Jamal Adams. Just don't screw it up.
Yeah.
Get a few offensive weapons. Yeah, no doubt.
And
Denver
defensive.
Broncos, even though you lost, it's cold up there, but you've got weed.
Yeah, there you go. You've always got something to burn. Arizona Cardinals, even though you didn't make the playoffs, you got a new coach next year, so that's a good sign. Maybe you can get him on another one-year contract, try a few out, make a bit of a smorgasbord of it. Is it
Good word.
smorgish? Yeah, thanks.
Buffalo, even though you lost, hey, you do have great unis. We all know that. And another thing is this.
Lovely
Good
unis.
young roster. You know, maybe next year, maybe next year, maybe next year. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
just say
next
that.
year.
We'll say maybe next year, 4 years in a row. Get it? Jacksonville Jaguars, even though you lost, now it is firmly believed that Blake Bortles sucks. It took some time for you guys to realize that. Hopefully you can straighten out your running back situation before it's really too late.
Come on, Coughlin.
Got
We're
that
counting
sample
on ya.
size.
No doubt. Oh, Green Bay Packers, even though you lost, it's a bit of a mess up there. You're getting a new head coach, I guess, or keeping the one you got. It's cold, and winter is here.
Yes, winter is coming. New Orleans Saints, even though you lost, you have a whole different team that you're going to be playing. That is, the New Orleans Saints is going to be comprised of a whole different team. Oh, wow. So, yeah, you can just pretty much throw that loss away and not worry about it.
Hey, Pittsburgh, even though you lost, well, here's an idea. Maybe you can trade AB and get some picks and maybe a defensive leader to shore up the loss of Troy Polamalu and get the defense back on track next year. I think that's all you need to do.
Ooh, just a
There you go.
small little
Just a
task.
little thing.
Small
free
little
advice.
task.
Minor.
Miami Dolphins, even though you lost and you're not making the playoffs, well, you too will be looking for a new head coach and a new quarterback. It's sunny in Miami. Who can you get? Who wants a tan?
And a cocktail.
Atkins diet.
My beloved Washington team from Washington. Woo! You guys started the season by firing the president of operations because he was a drunk. You then hired a child beater, plus a tie. You hired a series of women beaters. Then you fired anybody who spoke out.
Socks.
And you decided you're going to keep Mr. Jay Gruden.
He's a Gruden,
Nice
man.
Nice name.
Yeah.
He's packing it up till next year. That's right. You only get during the season where he's an ardent fan.
San Francisco 49ers, even though you didn't make the playoffs, things didn't go as expected. Next year is basically going to be a restart all over again. It should be fine. So here it comes, the glory, resurgence.
AB
Yeah.
is going to San Francisco.
That'd be all right.
Prognosticators breaking information right here.
I like
Hey,
it.
Minnesota,
Kyle's ready.
even though you lost, you You still have Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. He's really good.
Oh,
Yeah, that helps. That helps.
burns.
Oakland Raiders, even though you lost, you just made the steal of the offseason by hiring Mike Mayock as your general manager. Who knows the college game and the potential of these rookies better than Mike Mayock? Nobody. Look out. I think all of your draft picks are going to end up being starters and contributors next year. The Vegas Raiders are going to be the new dominant center of the NFL in 3 years. And finally, New York Giants, even though you lost, well, you have big decisions. Do you keep Eli? Do you break up with him? Do you get Teddy? Do you reject him? Do you draft Dwayne? Whoever. We'll find out next week on the New York Giants Bachelor. We'll see. We'll be back after this.
Adios.
Can I read the first contestant?
Hail to the Packers, the kings of the cheese.
That's right.
Packers and Packers, we never will.
Bless you. Mike McCarthy, listen, man, I'll give you one more drink, but you got job interviews to get ready for.
Listen, I don't want to get any of those jobs. This has been the best 2 weeks of my life. Football is so much fun to watch. I got a lot of time on my hands. I've been in here a lot hanging out with you, Odell.
Yeah.
Which is always a pleasure.
It's always fun, man.
Get
I
the
can imagine
wacky-
if I ever played with Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Let me tell you about Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
He's a washed up. I miss him, man.
It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Look, I
really
missed playing
miss
in the playoffs. I'm Odell Beckham Jr., one of the best
Yeah.
players ever.
Oh, yeah.
And I've only been to the playoffs once, and I had a bunch of drops. I needed a drink, man.
That's right.
Somebody's coming in. Who's that?
Who's here?
Hey guys,
Oh, TJ Watt, what are you doing here?
TJ Watt. Hey, I need a lemon drop stat.
TJ?
Okay.
It's time for a shot. I've had a terrible time in this pro league, man. I'm just out of college. My big brother, I have to live in his shadow. And the shadow of the Steelers' great linebackers and defenses. We're terrible. We have no defense.
Yeah.
We didn't make the playoffs. Can you pour me another one?
Here you go, man.
Thanks.
TJ. I thought you played in the Houston Oilers.
That's his brother.
Hey guys!
Whoa, look
Oh,
who's
what are
here.
you doing here? You're supposed to be getting ready for your playoff game.
Man, this is how I do it. Set me up. I got the blues, the Super Bowl blues so bad, man. I just won the thing and nobody seems to like me or care about me or treat me with respect.
Hey, man, you're really cool. You did that. You caught the ball with Philly.
Yeah, the Philly cheesesteak.
Philly.
Mike, definitely give him one on me.
It's my dog.
I mean, but what are you going to do? Look, man, you're a great backup. Carson Wentz was hurt. Now you get a chance to do the same thing again by leading the team into the Super Bowl against all these odds.
For the least amount of money a Super Bowl quarterback has ever been paid. You're right
That's
about that.
messed up. Well, here, have another drink, man. Look, guys, we can't drink all the booze. I only have a couple bottles left, and there's a lot of coaches coming in this.
Oh, yeah, they were all telling me there's Bowles and Cutter and yeah, they're
Case and Wilkes.
the boys are back in town. Let me tell you, we're gonna get loose as a goose.
Make sure we have all
Maybe
the
one of them
whiskey
will pay
ready.
me.
A little bit of tequila too.
Yeah, tequila for those guys.
All right. Well,
Not for
cheers to next year. Let's hope none of us are here at this bar.
Yeah, I'm gonna win a Super Bowl championship with the team.
Inquiring minds want to know. We ask the questions. Honest press conference where we find out the truth, nothing but the truth from NFL superstars. First up, Russell Wilson, quarterback, Seattle Seahawks.
My name is Russell Wilson. That's my name. I spell it with the letters that spell out Russell Wilson. Yeah, first question.
Hey, Russell, this is John L. Williams with the Seattle Chronicle. Wondering no one counted you in this show. How do you explain the success you've had this season?
John L., I'm so glad you asked the question, and I'm gonna put it to you like this. The rookies, yeah, my man Penny, my man Carson, my man Griffin, my man other rookies, yeah, rookie.
That's hot.
Yeah, they stepped up.
They really
Thanks,
did.
Russ.
They stepped up big time. You know what I mean? Big time. Russell, this is Detlef Schrempf from the Seattle Sun-Times. What's up? You've had the best passer rating of your career this past season. Would you say, and would it seem that you and head coach Pete Carroll are simpatico?
Oh, I would say that we are. Pete Carroll, that's his name. He chews all the gum cause he's insane. He gets us all together, and what do we got? a team going to the Super Bowl again. Yeah, Pete Carroll.
All right, so it sounds like you think you're going to the Super Bowl. Would you like to see the Patriots perhaps for a rematch?
What? Why you gotta bring that up? How come every time I'm at the podium, you guys gotta bring up how I didn't hand it to Marshawn, and instead I started to throw it, and then Butler got lucky. He just got lucky, okay? That's what he was lucky. I should have been the MVP. I should have won that thing. So, you know what? No more questions.
Wow, he's hard.
Yeah. Black coach. That's right. It's Honest Press Conference time. And first up, we've got a treat for you. It's every black coach that got fired on Black Friday.
Marvin Lewis, and it's been 16 years. I know that we've underachieved, but who else could keep this roster out of jail better than I have? First
Wow.
question.
Marvin, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you really think Hugh Jackson is the solution to the problem in Cincinnati?
Look, he was my homeboy. You don't get too many people in this league who you can trust that are tight. You know how many times Hugh Jackson and I have been down to the red light district in Cincinnati and some things went down and Hugh ain't tell nobody? That's why I think he's the man. Next question.
Yeah.
Coach? Todd Bowles. This is Joey Barboni from the Jersey Pinnacle. Question is, do you think there's collusion going on with all the black quarterbacks being fired?
I'm Todd Bowles, and you're as good as your record says you are. We didn't win enough games. We played well last year. I ain't have no quarterback. I had a quarterback this year. I ain't have no receivers. And is there collusion? Well, yes, there's collusion. But it don't matter, because if I win, I keep my job. But if I lose, I don't have my job, and I don't have a job right now. Next question.
Yeah, Vance Joseph, this is Daniel Schlereth from the Chili Steelers. Just wondering, what are you going to do with all this time off now that you've been fired?
Oh, man, speaking of fired, I'm going to fire it up, baby. You don't understand. I'm up here in Denver. I got my kids in the right school. My wife and I just opened up a dispensary, Vance Joseph stuff. You can get it. It's so awesome. I mean, yeah, I got fired and all, but I got a whole bunch of stuff to do up here, if you know what I mean.
Vance Joseph stuff. That sounds like quite a dispensary. Thank you so much.
It is cool. I'm Steve Wilkes. What do you mean only gonna be 1 year? 1 year? 1 year? I got fired exactly a year from the time I got hired. You ain't give me no help. 1 year? That's all right, Arizona. I'm gonna come back. Don't nobody like you anyway, Arizona. It's too hot and too many Republicans. Next question? No more questions.
Mr. Willis.
Honest Press Conference keeps on doing what we do here with Pittsburgh Steelers running back James Conner.
Hey guys, James Conner here. I'm telling you, I feel okay. I'm ready to play. Oh wait, the season's over. Let me take some questions.
Yeah, Jim, this is Jesse Hendricks from the Heinz Hamburger Times. Just wondering, do you have plans for next season? Are you going to play any football? Or are you going to get a different haircut? What do you have going on there?
Well, I'm going to get a haircut. I'm wearing a hat right now, but I'm going to get a haircut, and I'm going to be the starting running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers next year and carry on the tradition of great Steelers running backs: Franco Harris, Rocky Blyer, Barry Foster, Bam Morris, James Conner.
Van Morrison.
Jim Conner. This is Pennsylvania from the Big O Gazette. Question is, how frustrated are you that you did not make the playoffs? It looked like you guys were going to do it.
Well, I think it's very frustrating, and I think we probably would have made the playoffs if we had Levy on. I don't think anyone thought I could make it through the whole season without getting hurt. So, and I did. And, you know, I'll tell you what, there you go. Next question.
All right.
Thank you, Jim.
Le'Veon.
James, this is the collective hopes and dreams of all Pittsburgh Steelers fans. What can you say about the drama in your locker room? It's kind of like Dynasty combined with The Bachelor, combined with the worst and best episodes of Friends, and a little Sex in the City. What's going on with the drama?
It is all those things, and that's a really good question. Let me explain that by saying that we don't have any on-field leaders in Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin is a great coach, and he's trying to keep it all together. But since Paul Maheu left, we really haven't had anybody to hold it down on the field. And Big Ben, well, next question. No more questions.
Ooh.
See you on the golf course, fellas.
Big Ben. Ooh. On his press conference, doing what we do, head coach, San Francisco 49ers, Mr. Kyle Shanahan.
How you guys doing? What a season, huh? Wow. Go ahead, fire off.
Hey, Kyle, this is your dad, Mike. And look, I got a question for you. I got to know, are you going to take on AB and all the drama after he gets traded out of Pittsburgh?
Hey, Dad. AB, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, bring on the drama. Who cares? Next question.
Oh, very nice.
Thanks,
very
kid.
nice. Kyle, this is Oscar Robertson, San Francisco State Times.
Ask
Yeah.
me a question.
I got you. You've suffered a lot of injuries. Jimmy G, a couple other players going down. Dan Mullins played well. What is it your team needs to take it to that next step and be contenders in the NFC West?
My team needs an infusion of the robot. You know what I'm saying? You know what my team needs? Quarterback, defense, running back, wide receiver. Next question.
Yes, Mr. Kyle Shanahan, this is E40 with the Oaktown Star.
Ooh.
The question
Hey, yo.
is, can you do for the 49ers what you did for Atlanta and get them to the Super Bowl in 2 years?
Yes, I think that I can do for the 49ers what I did for the Falcons, which was create a house of cards that is going to get blown over in a devastating bad word storm in the Super Bowl. So, yeah, just basically create sort of a straw man that is going to get blown right over. And here it comes. Yeah, Jimmy G, we got a lot of, he's got 6 games under his belt. We've got some draft guys. We're going to do a little drafting. Yeah. Anyway, I've got an appointment. I've got reservations at a killer restaurant, Tapas, the old lady and I. So I'm going to take off. You guys have a good one. And happy football, whatever. It's the playoffs, right? That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kyle.
He's the man.
It's all right.
All right, y'all, we're back. The regular season is over. Time to take a look at the standings. Checking the standings for the final time in the regular season. Who gets it? Jesse. Jesse pulls it out with a nice 7-game win.
Thank you so much.
163-90-2. Benny with the strong second place.
I'll take it.
Very nice.
Mav strong. I kind of closed the gap a little bit. Friday
doubt.
didn't do too poorly himself. So in overall, we kind of know our football.
Yeah,
Whoa.
when you look at these numbers, everyone is well over 500. And, it's not just as simple as picking who's better than who any given week. Football can be very challenging to prognosticate, as you all have seen. But the rookie does have the season standings overall. And I say the rookie because I think that there is an element of beginner's luck involved here. And as I always am, I'm a rationalist, so I'm searching for a reason behind it. Something that can provide an explanation rather than just some mystical beginner's luck. And I think the idea is sometimes when you go in and you're a rookie, you don't know what you don't know. Look at Lamar Jackson. He's going into the playoffs for the first time. He's not even 21 years old. He's a perfect example of sometimes when you don't know what you don't know, it's okay. And sometimes that can help you out. You don't know that you need to be nervous. You don't know that there's a lot of pressure on you. You don't know that you're going up against a group of prognosticators that are really second to none, and you've got a lot to prove for yourself because you're the rookie. And a lot of people are expecting you to go down in flames. You got a lot on your hands. These guys are kind of overloading you. So every week, you just got to go out and do your best. And I think one of the key aspects to beginner's luck is not outthinking yourself, okay? You don't get too smart for yourself. You stay in your lane, and you have success. So until next season, when I go down in absolute flames and look like an absolute ridiculous prognosticator who's got no idea what he's talking about, I'm going to hold on to this. and all these other things. And I'm going to hold it close to my heart and just know that for once I had the opportunity to come out swinging, and I did. Thank you so much.
The service department at Gala Chevrolet is clean, modern, and ready for you. Our master technicians service every make and model, including certified service on any GM vehicle. Service done right the first time, every time, right here at the all-new Gala Chevrolet.
All right, it's that time. Playoff picks. The playoffs are here. The rookie has won the bragging rights for the regular season, but the playoff picks coming up now are big games. But we got something special, guys. Miss Erica Viking from Coyote 102.5, you know her, Erica and the Hog, is getting in with us to make playoff picks and calls. She's going to join us next week. It's going to be so much fun. But let's look at the first game. Saturday, the Indianapolis Colts take on the Houston Texans, two very hot teams. We Kool-Aided on them. What do you think, fellas?
Yeah, they are definitely both hot at the right time, like we discussed earlier. Andrew Luck looks like he's back to form, and the team, they're playing with house money. You know, they don't have that pressure of expectations. I think they're genuinely having fun at this point. And, you know, all those things are great for them, but they're coming into the stadium of a Texans team that is a very, very tough defense. And I think that they can taste a little bit of a playoff run here. And I think that they're not going to drop the ball at home against the wild card.
Wow. All right.
It's going to Houston.
You know, this guy won the whole thing this year. Maybe I should piggyback on this, but I ain't going to do it because I'm the Mav man. And I tell you what, I love what the Colts are doing. You know, they're playing great football. There's no weather issue here or whether or not issue. And so I am going to put my money on the Indianapolis Colts. MVP Andrew Luck's going to ride this team through the playoffs. And they're going to ride him through the playoffs.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I'm going with the Rook. My reasoning is Texans definitely look built for shiny. Like everything about the season has done nothing but grow and progress for them. Versus the Colts who just finally figured it out. Now, I'm not saying they can't get hot, and they certainly have, but we saw them falter last week against the Titans. As soon as the special teams got off, then they struggled. They were dominating. They looked like the team to beat the Patriots, and then the special teams gave a thing. They were like, oh, we're only with one score, and then they settled down. But I think they need a couple more weeks, of being like the Texans, steady winning every single week one way or the other.
I hear you. Now, this is a very tough game for me to pick, so I'll give you Erica's pick. Erica Viking picks the Colts to win this one. We'll see what's up. I kind of don't want to pick a winner because I would really hope that I wish that these two would play other teams so they can meet in the AFC Championship game, but that's not happening. And, man, the Colts, like everything Benny said and Mav said and the Rook said, the Colts are looking good. They played well. They look really dominating. Andrew Luck threw that pick six, which got Tennessee back in the game, which they weren't in really ever to say, you know. And then, but Houston is resilient. I'll tell you this: if Houston had Will Fuller healthy, a second receiving option. I know Brandon Marshall is cool, but he ain't Will Fuller. He's not the speed to take the top off the defense. I would go with them. I'm gonna go on all. They both split both games.
Okay.
Each road team winning. Oh, really? And both games were won by 3 points. I'm going to go with the Colts in a very, very close game.
The sources.
I think the Colts feel like they won their playoff game last week.
What about the coaching matchup? O'Brien versus Frank Reich.
Ooh.
That's tough
stuff.
Be
crazy. That's
right out of the
crazy.
gate. Right out of the gate, fellas.
Hey, and the second game out of the gate, the Seahawks going into Dallas to take on the Dallas Cowboys coaching matchup there. So who do we think is going to win? He called the sweep all early.
You know what? If it was in Seattle, I'd go with the Seahawks. But I think Dallas has a good chance to do it at home. There's a reason they have a better record, and I think it shows.
Well, whoever wins this game might make the run to the Super Bowl. And so there's a lot on this one. Two good games right out of the gate. Dallas is tough at home. Seattle, they don't care. They'll just play anybody. I'm going to have to go with Seattle on this one.
I'm a Seattle guy, too, on this one, only because I believe Seattle has their number. And, again, Pete Carroll is insane. Wilson just had the best year of his career, the highest QB rating. Everything is clicking for these guys right now. They've won with all of these rookies. They have had nothing but shine on them, and it doesn't matter who's in there. They just Pete Carroll, insane to the gum, and we're gonna win.
I feel you. I'm going Seattle.
I'm on a limb.
Both teams, you're out on a limb because Erica Viking is going Seattle as well. I'll say this about the Seahawks and what they're going to do. The Seahawks, Russell Wilson has had the best year of his career statistically, but the Seahawks have the #1 running offense
that's why.
in the league, and they have 3 dudes, and they're going to run it down that Dallas. I know Dallas has a great defense, but how do you eliminate a pass rush? You run it right to them.
They lost their new sensation.
That's what they're going
Dallas.
to do. They're going to run that ball right down the throats. They're going to make it happen.
Dutch kid.
Van Der Esch. Van Der Esch, he's going to play, but he's injured. He's a little bit hurt. And I just see Seattle running all over them. Moving to the Sunday games, the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Rematch of a game a couple weeks ago where the Baltimore Ravens went into Los Angeles and won that game.
Yeah, it's tough to beat a good team twice in an NFL season. I think that I'm going with the home team again, and I think that the Ravens are going to pull it off.
I couldn't agree more, Rook. The Ravens, I picked this team to win the whole shebang this year. And now they're getting hot at the right time.
That's right.
Look out for the Ravens. Who knows what to do with this team and their offense?
Right.
There's no
they create
rhyme or
matchups.
reason.
Yeah.
You know, the Chargers.
And the
are
defense is
also
beautiful.
hot.
T-Sizzle.
No doubt.
And
Well, yeah, on the back of the
He
defense,
says
it's
so.
still that is their backbone. That is
He's a
how
thing.
they get it done. The Chargers, like I was expecting Bosa to have another amazing year and that defense to like shut people down, but it's really been about the offense and Rivers' performance. And I think as we get in these playoffs, the defense is the one that wins, particularly at home. Yeah, I think it's Baltimore.
I think Erica Viking chooses the Chargers, and I'm down with her choosing the Chargers. And this is why. They played a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
The Los Angeles Chargers took the punch of the Colts running game because they put up 300 yards last week. The Colts running game, much like Seattle, they have a running game that can do some stuff. The Chargers know what to expect from that running game, but also the Chargers have some guys coming back healthy.
Right.
Most notably, Hunter Henry, the tight end. He tore his ACL in the preseason, but suddenly he's back, and that they don't have to rely on Antonio Gates to be that guy up the middle. I think Hunter Henry ends up with 4 or 5 catches, 50 yards, maybe a touchdown. It's another element to that offense. This is going to be a classic game. Once again, another game that I wish was a little bit later in the playoffs instead of early. We'll see.
Right.
And the final game, the defending Super Bowl champions led by Mr. Journeyman Nick Foles taking on the NFC North champion Chicago Bears.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is a fun game, too.
What's going to happen with
This
this
is a fun
game,
game,
fellas?
too.
It is. Couple tough-nosed, hard, cold weather teams. You've got the redemption story of Nick Foles. Can they do it again? Versus the hot coach and Nagy and the upstart quarterback. I got to stay at home on this one, too. There's a reason that these teams are wild cards and that the other teams aren't. They're on the road. It's the playoffs. Bears.
Man, I love the Bears being back on the scene. I mean, that's good for
Heck yeah.
the whole world
It
of
is.
football
It's great
right
for
there.
football. It's fun watching Cohen and Howard and Trubisky
And those great uniforms,
Wonderful unis.
great uniforms.
Unis.
But it's not enough to get past the ugly green machine that is Philadelphia.
Got momentum.
So, folks, look out. Philadelphia might sneak up on some people.
They're in my division of my team, and that shan't be named. I hate the Eagles. I hate them. I love Chicago. You guys are so much fun. I can't stand you. It's the fights and the violence. Football, put it on the field, not in the stands.
Yeah.
Crazies. This is comedy.
So who's going to win?
Chicago.
Okay, he's going Chicago. Erica Viking chooses the Eagles, and I'm with the Mav and her in choosing the Eagles. Why? Because the Eagles have done this before. They did it a year ago. And the Chicago Bears, even though they're playing great, Khalil Mack, I love your name. You are an amazing player. They are one of the best defenses. They have 2 of the top 3 interception guys in the league. Their defense is amazing. They haven't been there before. The spotlight's going to be a
Youngest
little
team.
tough on the
Youngest
entire
team in the
team. Next year, I'd choose them to win this game. But this year, I'm going with the defending champs. That's it for us this week. We're always
4-0.
your defending champs every week.
4-0.
Prognosticators back in full effect. Next week, Erica Viking joins us. Want to say thanks to Gina and everybody at Paradise Vintage Clothing for making us look so good all the time. Hope you all had a happy new year, happy playoffs. We're so happy to be back with you.
Happy New Year.
Yeah!